Now, these idea of a bit of terminology here that we need to know, variables and data. Now, you may know what these mean, but let's just define them formally for us. A variable measures some characteristic, and it can be about the population, which is all the data, say all your customers out there, or it could be a characteristic just out of a small sample of your customers. Now that contrasts from data, which is the actual or observed values of a variable. So let's give an example. A variable might be capital expenditure, how much you're spending on your capital projects, capital improvement projects, as well as indeed maintenance, capital maintenance as well. And data, for firm A, it might be 1.4 billion yen. That's the actual value. For firm B, it might be 100 million yen. So the variable is the capital expenditure. That measures some characteristic, but the data is the actual value, observed value. And here, very different for two different companies. So, variables then. What kind of types of variables do we have? Well, we're going to break them down into broad categories, and there's lots of different ways you can do this, but we're going to keep it quite simple. Just break it down into some broad categories and say we have qualitative data and we have quantitative data. Within quantitative, we're going to talk about discrete and continuous, but I'll leave that for topic 2. So we'll deal with that a bit later. But qualitative versus quantitative is an important distinction to make because there's different things, different techniques that we can apply depending on whether it's qualitative or quantitative. Now these are quite easy to remember. Qualitative variables measure a quality or a characteristic, not numbers, not numeric. So other words might be categorical or nominal data if you've heard these before, but things like hair color, so brown, blonde, black, red, okay? So notice it's not a number, it's a quality, non-numeric there. Maybe it's the make of a car. It could be Toyota. It could be Mazda, Suzuki, Holden, Honda, Ford. Different makes of cars. Again, it's a quality, not a number. Gender is another popular one. Was it a male customer? Was it a female customer? Satisfaction, good. Okay, happy, satisfied, not satisfied. These are all qualities. So they're qualitative variables. The difference, or the contrast here, is quantitative variables, which measure a numeric quantity. So we can add them, we can average them, we can do different mathematical calculations that we couldn't do with qualitative variables. But that's the main distinction. Qualitative variables measure a quality or a characteristic. Quantitative variables measure a numerical quantity. So what is this course about? About starting with data. We're going to perform some analysis that you're going to learn, that green box, so we produce new information that can be used to inform better decision making and thereby improve the business decisions. So I'll see you for our next topic soon, which is graphical descriptive techniques, or just graphs, visual representations of information. And we're going to look at both qualitative variables and quantitative variables.